Welcome to Demo 4. This is a really interesting workout that we put together quite close to a show, and the reason for this is because your leg workout's finished and what you're trying to do is deplete your body. So we put together, I think it's 4 circuits, but the circuits are only 3 exercise circuits, so abs, calves and something else. And then, as you see, Julie just performing weighted sit-ups as the start of the first tricep, we'll call them, tricep as opposed to circuits. Then she goes on to a seated row, and this row machine, these are excellent for working your back. So she's going to do abs, back, and my guess next is she'll do a chest exercise. I should remember I was actually doing this with her. In fact, I think I might be in this video. Yeah, this is good. This looks as well, when you watch it, it looks as if it's quite easy, but you're breathing so heavy. This is such a difficult thing to do, these triceps. Pec deck, good exercise when kept reasonably moderate weight. You need to get that squeeze when it comes in together, so breathing and squeeze right in there. A very good chest exercise. Quite often people tend to put too much weight on and they throw it in and don't really get a good squeeze on. Oh, there's me doing my weighted sit-ups. Probably coming in at about, I'm 6'4", I'm probably coming in at about 17 stone there. In good shape, good enough shape for a show, but you always think when you look at yourself, could have maybe lost a few more pounds, but I think that's what possibly competing does to you. It makes you too, I don't know, if you always look for a little bit more and a little bit more, maybe it's human nature. I've got to say, I'm not particularly cut out for competition. Believe it or not, I'm not really that much of an exhibitionist. And I'm enjoying myself here. I look the most miserable person in the world when I train. I'm probably too busy concentrating on breathing to think about smiling. Even when I was a kid, people used to ask me what was wrong with me if I was just sitting somewhere, and it's only because I was frowning all the time. I'm basically a happy person though, so happy frowning. This is very close to a show. Head shaved, everything else shaved. Insane workouts. Activity, everything, just keep moving all the time. This is the energy in, energy out equation. Energy in and at this period of time, not very much. Energy out as much as you can. And try and gauge. If you start losing a lot of strength, normally it means you've lost too much muscle, so you're dieting too hard. These superset workouts are really very good if you can concentrate on learning all these exercises and putting them together. They're a very efficient way to train. I mean, our heart rates will be well up on these. I think we do four different lots of triceps in this workout. You can group them together however you feel. There are no rights and wrongs. I mean, this first one is an ab exercise, and the back is a pull exercise and a push. I like to do push-pull. So chest is normally push, back is normally pull. So it's abs, push-pull. They complement each other quite well in the circuit. And I love push-pull. I like to do, that's how I like to train. Alternate pushing with pulling. Because doing an exercise like a pec deck doesn't tire you for doing a back exercise, or doing a back exercise doesn't tire you for doing a chest exercise. And obviously abs are not related to the other two at all, really. Like most gyms, there's mirrors everywhere. It would seem strange if there weren't, really, I suppose. It's funny, when we practice posing in the mirror, but then when you get up on stage, you're posing just in front of people, so it's quite a strange experience. going breathless now, and I'm kind of buying time, getting a little bit slower, take an extra couple of seconds. All the tricks, experienced old hand, messing around with my hands. No, I didn't like that. Back to the original. This part of the gym is, I think they put it in for fitnessy to appeal to people more, and this is the back end of the gym, which is more of a hardcore area. We're obviously now, we can train calves in the last 7 days, so now we're going to be doing calves, and there'll be another push-pull of some sort. I know myself well enough to know if I put triceps together there, push-pull will be in there somewhere. Yeah, stiff arm. So this would come under pull. One of our favourites. The reason we like this for back is because it's not only a back exercise, because the position you're in and where the weight is, you're contracting your abdominals. You get a really good abdominal squeeze on here by just holding that position while you're doing the exercise. And then from this exercise, Julie will then go to what would be termed the push exercise, which is the chest exercise, which is hugs. And this, when I left this gym, I wanted to take this machine with me. It's an excellent machine. Sadly, we don't have at the new gym, we don't have a hug machine, so I have to improvise. Yeah, it's good. It's like a little child has been told to sit in the corner with his hands on his head. What I try and do is, I put my hands up there, because when you put your hands down, you're pulling on it. See, I'm trying to pull on it now to help myself do the last few reps. So it is cheating, but I try and keep it to a minimum. Do as many as I can, and when I need a little bit of assistance, I'll put my hands back down again. So doing this in a busy gym as well is, and you'll find this, you kind of mix in, and people are okay with it. They get to know the way you train. And there's a guy on the piece of equipment I want to go on next, but I'm watching him in the mirror, so as soon as he clears it, I'll turn and go. There we go. And then you can just keep flowing. The guy in the black tracksuit's laughing. And a very serious face. Again, the hug, chest hug, isolates the chest really well. The breathing is as and when, just because you're very out of breath by this time. The third exercise in the tricep with no rest, you're looking at maybe 12, about 30 odd reps. It does get a little bit, you start puffing a little bit. So Julie's now pulling up a little bit at the end of that, just to make sure she gets a contraction. You watch, up, there, just a little bit at the top, boom, to make sure she gets a contraction. So she puts her hands on the handles, she's taking it off, she's aware of it though, and she's taking it off a little bit to finish off with. Yeah, the situation is never to get in a situation where you've got so much weight on there, you're pulling it up with your arms and upper body. And believe me, it's quite common practice. The ego loads the machine, and then you have to cheat. So as this gets heavy, abdominals are needed more and more and more to stabilise you, which is why we love it pre-contest. Julie's abdominals are working really hard now to keep her in that position. Really hard. Contracted. Yeah. The temptation also when you do supersets and circuits is for your exercise form to get fast and sloppy. So because you kind of get in the mentality of circuit training where everything's fast. You still have to have a quality of movement involved with it. But you do, I mean, even I get to the point where I've rushed it a little bit, or I haven't quite concentrated as much as I should on the exercise form, maybe just counting more than I'm actually concentrating. It's not easy to focus in a gym environment. There's a lot going on. I'm concentrating on breathing on that one, using the calf machine to recover a little bit. I burned that vest. I had a ceremonial, when we left the last day, it was a ceremonial, I don't know what you call it, out with the old, in with the new, and I cover up when I train more now. And because I saw these videos, I didn't much like what I saw, to be honest with you. Your physique fine, but before the vest and the shorts and that, come on, I'm in my 50s. So I had a ceremonial burning of the old Gary. Take out the old, bring in the new. I don't regret it. It's you move on. Bodybuilding is quite strange. It's a hard sport to stay grounded in a society that looks up to external appearances, which I talk about in the book, really, about narcissism and vanity, and you need to address it if you're somebody that's into himself. And bodybuilding does tend to encourage vanity, but the external appearance. Okay, our next tricep seems to be we're doing what we call these V-sits. Now that looks reasonably easy when Julie does it, and it's not bad once you get counterbalanced and put your arms in the right place, and it's great for your abdominals, this exercise, as you can see. And I think we superset it with some shoulder work. Oh yeah, I remember this, yeah. I think I nagged Julie for cheating somewhere along the line. This is this exercise is actually it's the hug machine, but sitting on it the other way around, and it's for your rear delts. Now your rear delts are, how do I describe it? At the back of your shoulders, you can see them there. So the top of your triceps, back of your shoulders, top end of your back. There's something called your rear delts, and that's what Julie just worked. And now she's going to go on to the side. This is the side of your shoulders that you work now. So it's abdominals and 2 shoulder exercises in this tricep. And even though it looks like her back is working to a point, but this is a shoulder exercise. The side of her shoulders. And you can see her rear delts as well when she goes down to the bottom. Yeah, I have to use my hands to counterbalance myself, otherwise I'll roll onto the floor like a beached whale if I'm not careful. So it's all coordination. See, my rear delts are, well, I won't describe where they are again, you know where they are. They're sitting at the back of the shoulders, quite lumpy. You can see the right one quite well in actual fact. The light's alright on that one. Just the right of the tattoo. And you have to pick up on all these if you ever decide to compete, or you just want to get a balanced physique. You don't have to do a lot for them, but you just need to do some sort of either wide rows or rear lateral raises, just to make sure that you're fully developed. You can see mine there as well. I've got quite well developed. It's kind of freakishly because I don't do much for them, but I think my back work tends to work them. Oh, arty camera angles again, move the angle. When you do this exercise, if you've got a sore back at all, you need to be quite cautious. This is quite what I would call a reasonably advanced exercise, and at the bottom you can arch your back if you're not careful. And as you get more and more comfortable with it, you can get straighter and straighter with your legs, and you tend not to roll off the bench quite so often. At first it feels quite strange. This is where I pulled Julie up on her form. Her arms are far too low. Yeah, hold her off. It's going to be too heavy now. Yeah, that's better. Now her elbows are higher and her rear delts come into it. and she's finding it more difficult, so she's probably cursing me under her breath. Yeah, arms are dropping again. It's finished. I remember this workout well. We did another one similar the week after, and I barely made it to the end. This one was touch and go. This is a tough. There's only 12 exercises, but they're grouped in 4 lots of 3, and it's very non-stop. We still go down. I don't know if you followed. We still go down first superset, the biggest muscle groups, and down into to shoulders, which is in the middle. The last superset will have arms in it, so it'll probably be calves and arms because this is abs and shoulders. You always go down largest muscle group to smallest, and the reason for that is your energy levels are the highest at the beginning of the workout, so you address your biggest muscle groups. By the time you get towards the end of your workout, you're running out of energy, so the smaller muscle groups are the ones you do at the end. It's very logical. The only time, I mean, it doesn't change, but quite often a split, some people might only train their arms in the session. We've done that before, only their shoulders, then it's not so much it's not an issue at all. The show we were preparing for here, I think I actually got ill. So I did all the preparation work. I got to this point and I actually got ill and didn't actually make the stage on the day, which was quite well. Que sera, sera. But a lot of work and a lot of determination to not make it. Now it's calves, standing calf raise, which you saw on a previous demonstration. These are good, and I think what we do with these, we do barbell curls and we do push downs, tricep push downs. By the time you get here, your arms are already very, very tired. I mean, that doesn't look like much weight, but the bar is actually 20 kilos. So Julie's got 20. It might be 25 or 22 and a half. I think it's 25 kilos there, which is pretty respectable for the end of a very, very hard workout where a lot of arms have been involved. The form's pretty good. There's this habit of blowing a fringe up in the air for some reason. Air conditioning. These supersets are quite spaced out. This is normally a quiet time of day in the gym though. I mean, there were times when we trained for this show when we were the only people in the gym. This is tricep. As you can see it working. That's the good thing about getting close to a show and being low body fat. When you demonstrate an exercise, you can actually see the muscle working clearly. I mean, it's a tricep push down, and it's self-explanatory really. It's a calf raise. I tend to get like quite a strange. I have a split right up the middle of my calves. Quite good calves. Generally speaking, tall guys have a problem with calves. Mine are not massive, but they're reasonably well shaped. So I was kind of blessed because it could have been a disaster. You don't see many tall guys with great calves, or even decent calves. And I'm buying time again. You see the way I took my time and had to get the right grip and. See, I think I'm only using about 5 kilos more than Julie. In fact, I'm sure I am. When you consider that there's at least 6 stone. 6 stone? Yeah, there's at least 6 stone difference between us. That's quite impressive by Julie, or not very impressive from me. Julie's fitness levels, though, for this kind of training are phenomenal. They really are. This is very taxing on your fitness. I think on the day we did this as well, I'm pretty sure we won't do any more than 3. We'd never do 2, so this would have been 3 sets of each, 3 supersets. So we do 3 times 3, so that's 9 sets for each for 4, 9, 18, that's 36 total sets we'd have done today. And they would all been as part of a circuit. That's a long workout, and it's a tough workout. And that's exactly how I remember it. But very, very rewarding, very. I remember hardly being able to hold the camera up when we were filming. It's one thing to do the workout, it's another thing that your rest breaks, you're actually filming somebody else. And the camera's actually reasonably still. Well, or is it? No, it is wobbling a little bit. So I'm sure now Julie's picked the same weight as me. So I guarantee you I'll be barracking her by now. Yes, yeah, she's curling the same as me. Cool, I didn't realise I put this in the demo video. And the form's not bad at all. She's really working at that. It's good form. Excellent. There you go. My wife is stronger than me. My wife that's 6 stone lighter than me is stronger than me. And this will be our last set of this workout, push downs. Oh no, this is only the second, so it depends if we film the third or not. That's heavy. That's hard work. She's really having to push that to finish it. Really finishing it good. Back to calf raise. Quite bandy. My mum used to say I couldn't stop a pig in a passage when I was a youngster. Looks like the gym's emptied out. Everyone's gone to work or gone home, or I'm getting slower. Well, I've put the weight up. I had to. If Judy matches me, I get the male ego, it shouldn't be, is I've gone up more. Not a lot though. What you got to remember when you get to this stage as well, and these are not excuses, when you get to a stage where, if you are dieting and you're quite low body fat, which we are at this moment, you're only taking in enough food for the barest workout because you're losing weight, so you're under eating. So quite often these workouts you're running on empty. I mean, there have been competitions where I haven't done that many. I've done half a dozen shows where I've only been good for 2 or 3 exercises and then absolutely shattered after that. That's heavy as well. I think I'm using the stack. And that's all for that one, folks. Thank you very much indeed, and I shall see you or speak to you on demo 4.